my dear students. Myself Dr. Nilesh Kumar Gupta. I am working as a professor in Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College in Electronics and Communication Engineering Department. Today I will teach you about the digital signal processing. Earlier I taught in my lecture number 1 about the introduction of digital signal processing. What is the meaning of digital signal processing? What are the advantages of DSP? Why you require? What is the need of DSP? And nowadays we are using the processor, those are all the digital signal processor. What is the requirement nowadays of DSP? That I taught in my previous lecture number 1. Now, in lecture number 2, we will discuss about the realization of digital system. It means how you realize the digital system, how you make the structure in digital system. What are the main building blocks for realization of digital system and how we can use for making the structure for any digital system. That I will teach you in this my lecture, and its title is what? Realization of digital system. So, I will give all the basics, all the introduction about the realization of digital system. So, now realization of digital system. So, for the designing of digital filter, because you are having an analog filter, not digital filter, you are always you are having an analog signal, analog system. This is a physical real time system. You have to convert that analog into the digital. Now, in realization of digital system, it means you have to realize digital system, or you can say you have to make a structure for digital filter, digital system. So, for the designing of digital filter, the system function h of z, capital H z, or the impulse response small h n must be specified. So, if you want to design or you want to realize a digital system, so you require in time domain small h of n. Okay. In time domain, discrete time domain, you require small h of n, or in frequency domain you require h of z. This is the transfer function of the system. Capital H of z is called transfer function of the system. Now, here we are talking about digital system. So, this is transfer function of digital system, okay. And small h of n, it is the time domain of this, and it is called impulse response of the discrete time system or digital system, you can say, because digital system can be analyzed by using the discrete time system, that I told in my previous lecture in detail. In digital system, generally we analyze by using the discrete time system, or we are using here small n in place of small t. Small n means small n shows the discrete value of time only. It means this h of n lies for discrete value of time, only integer value of time. So, for designing of this, you require this capital H of z or small h of n. Then the digital filter structure, that is your realization. Realization means what? You have to design, you have to make the structure for particular digital system. Okay, that is the realization. Actual meaning of realization, it means you have to make a structure for that particular digital system. Okay. So, it can be implemented or synthesized in hardware or software form by its difference equation obtained directly from h of z or h of n. Now, difference equation, this is the main new thing for you. Generally, in analog system, we discuss about the differential equation dy by dx plus py is equal to q. But here in discrete time system, that differential equation is same as in form of difference equation, like y of n is equal to 3 into x of n minus 1. Okay. So, from the difference equation you can calculate, you can analyze, you can get the this h of n or capital H of z. Now, each difference equation, these difference equations or computational algorithm can be implemented by using a digital computer or special purpose digital hardware or special programmable integrated circuit. This is the extra facility available in digital system. What? You can update, you can modify your digital system by using programming, that is not practically possible in analog system. So, this is additional advantage of digital system or digital filter, you can say. You can implement by using the some hardware or software, because these all are the programmable. Now, what I am talking about the difference equation. So, if you talk this first difference equation, this one, so this is your first order difference equation, this is your first order difference equation. Why I am calling this is first order? Because here your y of n is equal to 3 into x n minus 1. It means your y of n, that is your output, because generally we consider your small x of n is input and small y of n is your output. Now, difference equation, it means simple equation in terms of output and input. So, y of n is equal to 3 into 3 is the constant or multiplier and into x n minus 1. It means x of n is your input, but x n minus 1, it means it delays by one sample. So, maximum in this equation, if you see this equation, so in this equation you can see here your output depends upon the one delay of your input signal or x of n minus 1. So, maximum change in input or output is by the one sample, that is why it is called first order difference equation. Similarly, if you use the second number equation, so this is your second order difference equation, second order difference equation. Why we call second order? Because in this equation your maximum delay or the shifting in time by the two sample. Here you will have x n minus 1 and x n minus 2. So, maximum you are delaying, you are shifting your signal by two samples. So, that is why its order is 2. So, maximum amount of shifting in your signal shows the order of that difference equation. Like in differential equation, what we assume? We assume dy by dx plus py is equal to q, it means first differentiation. So, it is first order difference. If I am writing d2y by dx square plus dy by dx is equal to 3, so it will be second order differential equation. But in case of difference equation for discrete time system or digital system, it is called difference equation. Now, it can be of first order or of second order. It depends upon the shifting of your signal by the number of samples, maximum number of samples. I hope it is clear to all of you. Now, I will go for my next slide. Now, basic building blocks. So, now you want to design, you want to realize your digital system. So, what are the basic building blocks that you needed here? So, computational algorithm of an LTI digital filter. Now, this is the question, LTI. In previous semester you studied signal system. So, in signal system you studied about the LTI system. So, what is the meaning of LTI system? LTI system means linear time invariant system. So, every type of discrete time system is LTI system. Okay. You can recognize, you can detect, you can identify your LTI system by the linear time invariant system. This is your basic DTS system, discrete time system. किसी भी डिजिटल सिस्टम, डिस्क्रीट टाइम सिस्टम जनरली आपको जनरलाइज करना है, So, you can always use the LTI digital filter, LTI digital system, and you can represent that LTI system by using some block diagram using the some important elements. Okay. So, this is the basic of discrete time system or digital signal that you should know. If you know the basics of digital system, discrete time system, digital signal processing or signal system in discrete time domain, so it will be easy to understand all the things available in digital signal processing, or this subject that will be easy to all of you. So, what are the important blocks that you need it? First is your unit delay or storage element, z to the power minus 1. If you are delaying by the one sample, okay. If you are delaying your signal by the one sample, then you can use this z to the power minus 1 block. It means, if you are giving here a small x of n and then it passes through this unit delay or storage element. So, you will get at the output x of n minus 1. Now, if you want to get x of n minus 2, again you have to apply this unit delay element, okay. Then you will get the x n minus 2. So, by the unit delay element z to the power minus 1, that is your unit delay element or storage element, you can shift your signal by the one sample, or you can delay your signal by the one sample. Second is your multiplier. Multiplier means simple thing. If x of n is your signal, now you are it is multiplied by any constant. So, it will be by the constant k. So, it will be k into x n. So, it is a multiplier element by which you can multiply your signal by a constant. Okay. Adder means simple. In control system that you studied, what? This is your summing point. If your signal x signal is coming from here, y signal is coming from here. So, your output signal will be the x plus y. So, in this way these three main element you require for realizing the digital system. These three are the very basic component for you that you need it. Now, so in graphically you can see here, if you want to addition of two sequences like x1 n is coming from here, x2 n is coming from here, then your output will be the x1 n plus x2 n. It will be additive. So, addition of two sequences, two discrete time sequences will be possible by this operation, you can say. Similarly, second by multiplier, it means x of n you are giving here, now you are using a multiplier, okay, and you are multiplying your signal by a constant a. So, your output signal will be the a into x n. Now, unit delay like I told in my previous slide, unit delay element or storage element, now you are giving the x of n signal. Now, if it passes through a z to the power minus 1 unit delay element, then you will get x of n minus 1. Now, if you want x of n minus 2, again you have to apply unit delay element. If you want to get the x n minus 3, again you have to employ the z to the power minus 1. So, similarly, you can use this unit delay element and you will get the your shifted signal by the number of samples. If you want x of n minus 4 or y of n minus 4, so you require 4 delay element. At a time it shift only by the one sample of your signal. This is the necessary condition that you should remember. That will be easy for you further. Okay. So, now discrete time system. So, I am writing here what? Discrete time, consider discrete time SO system. So, in digital system everything we analyze we read by the discrete time system. Discrete time system means you are having input signal, that is discrete time signal, you will get output signal, that will be also discrete time signal. So, all the things your input, output and processing all are in discrete form, all are in discrete time signal, and this complete system is called discrete time system. So, here I am writing discrete time single input single output system. It means we are giving here x of n input signal, that is the discrete time signal, and you will get the y of n, that is your output signal, discrete time signal. Now, this is the your processor, discrete time processor, okay, that process what your input signal into the output signal. Now, this processor or this processor is having a small h of n. This is called your impulse response of the system. This is called your impulse response of the system. What is the impulse response? Impulse, the definition impulse response, what is this? This is what, when if the input signal x of n is equal to del of n and the system has no energy at n is equal to 0, or del of n unit impulse signal, it means its value is its value is unity at n is equal to 0. Then y of n is called impulse response of the system, जिसे हम क्या बोलते हैं, h of n. So, y of n is called h of n. This h of n you can use here. This is your processor. This is the link between the input and output of discrete time system. So, in discrete time single input single output system, x of n is your input signal, this is your input signal, and this is your output signal that you will get, and this is your what, impulse response of the system. So, these are the three things that you have to remember, and this impulse response definition is what, whenever your x of n, your input signal, your input discrete time signal is unit impulse signal, that is del of n, then your output is called what, impulse response of the system. So, you have to remember it, because this is the very basic condition, okay, of your discrete time system. Always you require this condition of discrete time system. Now, so since the impulse response h of n that provides the complete description of discrete LTI system, then we can write x of n is equal to h n, x n, this is input, y n, this is output, this is impulse response. So, also you studied in your previous semester about the LTI system. If you want to analyze discrete LTI system, so this is the very important component. By the using of h of n or impulse response of the system, you can analyze easily discrete time system or discrete LTI system. Like you can under the LTI system, if you are having the your x n and h n, then you can calculate the output of the system, that is what, y of n is equal to, I am reminding you, okay. This is your history of the course, okay, signal system, that you should remember, okay. So, what it was? It was y of n is equal to x n convolution of h n. So, by this formula you can get the output of LTI system. If you are having x n and h n, then you can take the convolution between the x n and h n, you will get the output of LTI discrete time system. So, this is the very important for all of you. So, h of n is very important, it provides, it gives the whole analysis of discrete time LTI system. Okay. Next, now digital system in block diagram form. Now you have to make your digital system in block diagram form. Okay. So just by inspection, the computational algorithm can be easily written. Okay. So just by inspection, your it will be can be easily written. The hardware requirements can be easily determined. Okay. If you make a block diagram structure for this. Okay. So these are the some important points that you should remember. A variety of equivalent block diagram representation can be easily developed from the transfer function h of z, and the relationship between the output and input can be determined. So this is your transfer function of the system. Like in electronics amplifier, you have gain of the system. Gain means output upon input. Similarly, for discrete time system, if you want to obtain gain of the system, so then it is or it can be determined by h of z, that is your transfer function. H of z is what? This is the z transform of impulse response system, and this h of z is equal to what? It will be, it is the z transform of output signal upon z transform of input signal. So, if you are having h of z, that is the transfer function of digital system, then you can calculate this h of z by taking the ratio of z transform of output signal to the z transform of input signal. This is the transfer function of your digital system. This is very important, because if you know the gain of any system of any electronic component, so then you can analyze how much input is converted into the output. It is very important, because your gain or transfer function, it gives the relationship between the output and input. So, if you want to determine the relation between the input and output of a digital system, then you needed this transfer function always. So, it is very important for you. Okay. Now, so now next is your recursive and non-recursive realization. So, before starting the realization, the recursive and non-recursive, this is the very important terminology that you should know. Like in signal system or in previous semester, we use causal system. What is the causal system? Causal systems are those in which your output depends upon your output y of n depends upon present value of input and past value of input. The definition of causal was what? Definition is what? The output of system does not depend upon the future value of input signal, that will be causal. Chahe present ho, past ho, but future does not come, that will be causal. So, y of n is the function of present value of input signal and past value of input, x of n, x n minus 1, x n minus 2 and so on. That will be the causal system, and your physically realizable system are causal. Your every physical realizable system is only and only causal. Now, this causal system, it categorized again, further divided into two forms. First is your recursive and second is your non-recursive. So, in this realization we will discuss for recursive and non-recursive. So, you should know at first ki what is the meaning of recursive and non-recursive realization, what is the non-recursive and recursive term, what is the meaning of this. So, simple causal system that I explained you, what if your output depends upon the present and past value of input signal, that is simple non-recursive system. So, non-recursive is same, this is like a causal system. And always we refer causal system, because causal system is physically realizable, non-causal is never realizable for you. So, your causal system is generally non-recursive system. Now, if we talk about the recursive realization, So, recursive means if your output depends upon present value of input, past value of input, like causal signal or non recursive form, along with past value of output n, then it will call recursive realization. So, in recursive means what? Your output now depends upon the present value of input signal, past value of input signal and past value of output signal. So, plus past value of output signal, if you add it in causal or non recursive type, then it will be recursive system. So, in recursive what? You involve the feedback, obviously you involve the feedback because you are taking the past value of output signal. So, like a flip flop, here you use the feedback. So, if your output y of n is function of present value of input signal, past value of input signal and past value of output signal, then it will be recursive system. Now, non recursive, it is simple as a causal system, like if your output depends upon the present and past value of input signal, like causal system, like I explained in my previous slide, and it does not involve the feedback. Now, basic structure of digital system. So, now digital system you can divide into two form, IIR and FIR. So, causal IIR system are characterized by constant coefficient difference equation, constant coefficient difference equation, like y of n is equal to this one and this one. This contains past value of output, this contains past and present value of input signal. So, this is complete recursive system and that can be used in IIR. IIR means infinite duration impulse response digital system. Or if you solve this further by taking the Z transform of this and you want to get in real time for this in terms of transfer function h of z, that is the yz upon xz, then you will get from this expression. Now, you will have transfer function is equal to this one. Okay. Now, so in IIR what? In IIR you will get here this one. So, this is your recursive structure, recursive means this one, but in recursive structure and your h of z contains numerator and denominator. Okay. Numerator means it contains the what? Zeros and denominator contains the poles. So, in IIR you will have poles and zeros both because it contains a recursive structure, but in FIR only you have what? Y of n is equal to x of n plus x n minus 1, present value of input signal and past value of input signal. So, this is your only it employs non recursive. So, in FIR only non recursive system will be there. So, if you want to make its transfer function, then it will be h of z is equal to only numerator and it consists of only non recursive structure. Now, canonic and non canonic structure, if your order of the system is equal to the your number of delay element, then it will be canonic, otherwise it will be non canonic structure. Okay. Now, IIR, what is the IIR filter? Infinite impulse response filter. I also explained this one. Now, FIR filter, it is the finite impulse response filter. So, in this way you can realize your digital system of IIR and FIR by using recursive and non recursive realization. So, there are methods of realization of IIR and FIR. You should remember one thing, in IIR you have recursive structure, recursive and non recursive both type of structure, while in case of FIR you only require what? Non recursive structure. So, in FIR only you have non recursive, while in IIR you will have recursive and non recursive both. Okay. And further I will explain in my next lecture about this realization of IIR and FIR. Thank you very much.